Okay, starting out and just showing a few of these interesting captures of late. You can see pretty clearly that there's some kind of spherical object above the sun right in front of the first rainbow arc right there. To me it almost looks like it's pushing up a wake, and the light's refracting in that. But I'm going to move on to one of my favorite, most interesting photos with a lot going on. If you look, you see all the crazy shapes, the big arc, but then if you're able to zoom in, you see all these little black objects, and they're all at these particular points where the clouds are affected. Like right there, you can see the little arc. It's right there at the nose. They're at the tips of these little like trails that are almost getting pulled to one spot. It's like I wanted to make a point basically showing how these objects fill some of these strange clouds that we see, shape them, influence them. I'm not even going to try to act like I know what they are. I don't have any answers. I'm just pointing things out. Do with this what you will. But just remember that these things are all up in the sky, whether it's Project Bluebeam, or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even like speculating. I don't want to affect people's beliefs, because honestly, lately, all this crap just is bringing me closer and closer to God. And I'm basically trying to verify, prove, fact check everything, put things together. Everyone around me just doesn't want to face it, doesn't want to talk about it, so I'm stuck figuring it out on my own. But my point is there are things that are affecting the clouds, the weather, and whether it's part of Bluebeam, Masonic grand deception, Lucifer's grand deception. I don't know. There's compelling evidence for both sides, but I just wanted to get that out of the way before we get to the video. And this is a time-lapse video. It's quite fast, but you kind of have to see it fast to kind of get the idea of the motion. Now this is one of those luminaries, objects, basically coming in, and it's passing. You can even kind of see them if you look hard enough, but it's like it just splashed in, to the denser, and there's its wake. Alright, so it's shooting off to the left, it's leaving its wake, which is pretty obvious, and you're going to see everything's kind of swirls around, just like you would imagine, if you had something with a little less density, and then you have something with a little more density below it, and something from up in the thinner density dunked down into the denser medium. This is what you would get. Oil on top of water, helium on top of air. I don't know. Just an example. I don't know if they mix very well, but as you can see, it just looks exactly like something just dunked in. I mean, the wakes and everything fit it. It's not just some random weather system passing by. These are things, basically. Transparent, I don't know. I've got plenty of photo examples of actual physical objects, but then others, they are pretty much invisible or transparent. But when you see that Mamatis type wake, washout effect, as I call it, it's and the way it just kind of swoops off at an arc, and it's almost exactly like water turbulence. Well, this one was pretty recent, but you just watch and just study the sky and the blue, and notice how the blue, it changes when these things are close. They somehow push down or mix up the densities of our atmosphere, and you can physically see it with the different shades of blue. And after this video, it's pretty much all about seeing those density layers mixing and just the freaking weird stuff that it does. I mean, it doesn't even look natural. But I mean, if you follow my channel, you've seen plenty of examples of these. For some reason, they like to dunk in right here above my house and kind of travel around me, and it's like I'm right in the crossroads for these things. But now just watch how these clouds move and how they basically recreate, and there's like things moving every which way inside there. They're coming together, they're pulling apart, they're swirling around. You know, it looks like there's little things just kind of, you know, doing all sorts of crazy stuff inside there. They're coming together right there at a point while part of the cloud up top's coming down. I mean, normal clouds, they kind of have a fixed direction that they're flowing. You know, they'll kind of puff up, but they don't swirl and mix around quite as drastically as this does right here. I mean, it literally is. It's almost like soap bubbles on top of water. You know, it's kind of getting stirred, mixing around. I mean, just look. I mean, look at that really hard and tell me that looks natural. It's like something is just pumping out there to the left. It's just pumping, billowing up, and it stretches up, spreads out. I mean, everything's got its own direction. And, you know, there's like invisible straight lines. The sky, the blue sky, and just it looks like it has density. You know, like different densities are mixing. You know, is this galactic cosmic rays or cosmic rays making it down and, you know, colliding with molecules in the atmosphere, and then they shoot off in all directions, you know, causing chaos? It's possible. I mean, you see how black, and that is factory setting. There's no manipulation to the contrast, brightness, or anything. That is what happens to this camera when these things move up above. They literally black out the blue sky. So I know there's something up higher, you know, blocking out the sun from, you know, being that baby blue. You know, it's getting hard to spend any time on sky stuff when so much screwed up crap is happening all around us on the ground. Our liberties and freedoms are being freaking stripped away right before our eyes. Well, the day's coming when everybody's gonna have to make a stand, say enough's enough. All this stuff is gonna happen in due time, but I've had to readjust my focus on the immediate threats, which is our fucking retarded leadership who just wants to weaken us, give all our resources away, and replace us with transhumans. Hoorah, sounds like a great future. Anyway, I mean, you see how awesome this damn video is, though. What kind of damn clouds move like that? I mean, what is fueling the growth of those clouds? You know how they just keep feeding, billowing up, almost like a cloud screen, but then it just flows like water. There's got to be some kind of energy source making a connection. Cosmic rays coming down, bombarding. Blue beam, a harp, one of them. Either way, it's pretty cool. Figured you guys would like to see it. I need to turn this stuff into a screensaver.